Welcome to our third devlog video for our open source pixel art game, Aster Pebble and the Case of Bad Bureaucracy. We're continuing our focus on trying to get to a playable slice of our point and click game. So today we'll talk about some new animation work, further improvements to our conversation system, reactive cursors and initial controller support, and a few other extra bits. So let's dive right in. We'd like to introduce you to Aster, the star of our game. Hi Aster, would you like to wave hello? No? That's not one of your new idle animations? Ah, that's okay. With a point-and-click game, we wanted to be sure that our scenes still felt full of life, even when staying on one screen for a little while. So we want to be sure our characters each have some idle animations, along with any environmental animations we do. To make these feel more alive, we give each character a list of their available idle animations, and play them at random with a random wait time afterwards. Things weren't always this smooth though, as we originally had each animation on its own sprite sheet, and in this case, our outline shader needs to know how many frames are in a given sprite sheet. For now, rather than update the parameters each time we change animations, we just switched to a combined sprite sheet per character. Sorry about that, Aster. We also did some animations just with the animation player, such as this blinking cursor and this sleeping computer LED. We also did a code-based animation for a screensaver of sorts, but smooth movement at slow speeds for pixel art doesn't really work out, meaning we ended up with a choppy result, so we'll likely leave this one out and do something that better plays to the pixel art aesthetic. With conversation being tied to a given item or individual, we made a new action and proof of concept to have one conversation be able to lead into another. We also finished up showing the correct characters on each side of the conversation, but also in fading out the characters if they aren't the current speaker. This also meant conversations owning this for now, so they can dictate which side each character is on based on the context of the given conversation. We also wanted to update our message system to be able to use requirements in the same way that our option system can. But this was unique for messages, as rather than just not displaying, like what happens with options, we needed to track which message to fall back to if a message shouldn't be played. We also took this time to create a constructor for our messages to be more sensible and in line with our other data types. Now take a look here. This is our sad, regular mouse sadly highlighting things without any fanciness. Although this is a point and click, we still want to support controllers to give players that option. We also wanted to support different cursors for different contexts, to help give the players more information on their potential actions. We meet again, CC0, so we set up some cursors with a reduced outline from Kenney's CC0 pixel cursor pack and had a cursor follow our mouse around. We set it so different interactables could show different cursors when they are hovered over for a nice visual feedback. We also set up the cursor script to try to track if the user is using a mouse or a controller and to update the mouse position if a controller is being used. This still needs some work. Currently, when you're using a controller to navigate buttons and other UI elements, the virtual cursor will continue to move around, and we don't want that. But this is a problem for later. To wrap up today, we have a couple extra bits which didn't really fit into any of the other categories. We want users to be able to change as many settings as possible while in-game, rather than forcing them to go back to the main menu. This is especially true for accessibility settings. We usually have our settings as a separate scene, but did some work to get it added into a panel you can open during gameplay. There were some struggles due to this UI not accepting input while paused by default, and having an inner canvas layer which wouldn't follow its parent being hidden or shown. And we needed to add a new event to emit when the outline colors needed recalculated. But this makes it just a little easier for our players, which is always a win. Lastly, we added our initial license and credit scene to the game, copied from our old project, but with updated credits. As users and contributors to the open source space, we know it wouldn't be right to not have this in place before we make any builds. And that's it for our third devlog video. Our game continues to feel more game-like, and we're hopefully on our way to being able to make a test build in the somewhat near future. Is there anything from our devlog you'd like us to take a deeper dive on? Or do you have a favorite vegetable? Let us know in the comments. Want early access to some of our videos, devlogs, in-development builds, and other content? Consider joining our Patreon. Until next time, keep creating good.